Hello, Cancer. Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is for the month of November, Cancer. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. Cancer, if you're just showing up here and you're showing up brand new on this at Ten of Cups Tarot, rolling up on these shenanigans, welcome here. Grateful that you are here. If you'd like to stay, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right hand corner of this screen where I live. Cancer, if you're always here, clicking, view, and subscribing, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your thumbs up. It is growing, this Cancer tribe. It is. Thank you so much. All right, so this first deck that I'm using here, the Oracle deck, is going to be the energy that you are bringing into November with you. What energy is Cancer bringing into November? Tell me about the energy for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got reclaim your power. Look, it feels like I'm talking to someone who might have been through a pretty tough cycle, possibly. Reclaiming your power means now your eye is on the prize. As we look at the Panther, who's very, very intently staring at you. Look, we have card number 44, which is an 8. It feels to me like either for some of you, you're entering a cycle of self-mastery, so taking care of yourself, looking toward yourself a little more, spending a little more time with you. It feels like you're not really sort of in an external mood. I want to say in the month of November, it feels like you are working on yourself, I want to say. And for a lot of you, it is going to pay off. We've got 4s, and that's the number of the Emperor, right? And the Emperor has a lot of wisdom. It feels like whatever cycle you've been through, some of you have been through a hard cycle, whatever the hard cycle was, it feels like it's something that gave you wisdom, I'm going to say, because it's time to take your power back. It says freedom is yours. So the gates are open and you get to run. We've got 3, 3, and 4, 4. You might be seeing 3s and 4s. Possibly the universe might be trying to get in a hold of you through these numbers. You might be seeing 3s or 4s. Freedom is yours. We have the horse. Look, I feel like whatever you've gone through, make no mistake about it. When you are in a really tough time or a tough cycle of your life, using your intuition is paramount. I feel like whatever this cycle was, with you reclaiming your power and stepping back into some sort of powerful part of yourself, I feel like it's because your intuition is now on track. It feels like you now trust yourself. You're making decisions, and when things come at you that are not for you, you're saying no thank you. Freedom is yours to make decisions, to do what you want. It feels like you have had some sort of downloads from the universe, I'm going to say, with all this pink energy here. We do have blue energy here as well, and that's the throat chakra. It feels like, it says slow down, slow and steady wins the race here. Turtle spirit, the horse spirit. These are very opposite energies, right? One going slow, one going fast. And I feel like you need to hurry, you need to slow down to hurry up, if that makes sense, right? I don't know if you've heard it said before, that you can get more things done if you just slow down. So I feel like this is a month of you stepping back into your power here. That's what it feels like. It feels like somebody, if you've been in a hard cycle here, I feel like things are about to change for you. Let's look at Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Cancer, the next card that I put down is going to be what you need to leave behind. Whatever you should just leave on the stoop. As you step into November, just leave all of it in October. What is the thing that Cancer needs to leave behind, please? What you need to leave behind is the Page of Swords. I feel like what you need to leave behind is watching and not saying anything, or noticing it and not saying anything about it. I feel like you need to leave your silence in the past. The Page of Swords is also someone who is digging up information, who is the student, who needs more knowledge. I feel like you're going to be getting more knowledge about the situation, and that's how you're going to be reclaiming your power. But I think your time of learning is good for now. And we never stop learning, but I feel like you're graduating from the student. It's like you're graduating from whatever the cycle taught you. You took the lessons, and now it's time to move forward. And I don't think you're going to be silent as you move forward. And we're going to come back and clarify that a little bit. What should your inward focus be for the month of November? What should your inward focus be? Your inward focus should be the Fool. I kind of love that it's like reclaiming your power, right? And then the Fool shows up, reclaiming your power and stepping into an absolutely brand new spanking chapter of your life here. I feel like the lessons that you were taught, I feel like they were received loud and clear. And I also feel like it's time now to move on to another chapter. Tell me what the outward focus is. Tell me what the outward focus is for November. We do have the Six of Swords. So your outward focus is, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm moving away. I need to take what I've learned. The student is here. I need to take what I've learned. The Six Swords in the boat for me are always communications and connections that I want to take with me because I don't want to forget those things. I don't want to have to repeat that pattern. So the Six of Swords is telling me that you are moving from some sort of chaotic time into a calmer time in the month of November. And I mean, for some of you, it's going to be mentally chaotic, right? For some of you. For others of you, it could just be that you are physically moving. Maybe you're moving house. Maybe you're moving to another part of the city or the world. But it feels like with this Six of Swords, you are definitely moving. It's time to get out of the water. Stop feeling like you're submerged. It's time to move. It's time to get in the boat and go. And what is the last card we're going to put down is what you need to reevaluate in the month of November. What does Cancer need to reevaluate in the month of November, please? 2024. Ooh, reevaluation. Yeah, the Tower is here. It feels like it's a perspective for you. It feels like you're reevaluating something that possibly happened in the past that taught you a lesson of some sort. It's really, I'm supposed to tell you, I feel it's really important that you learned that lesson, because the lessons we don't learn, we tend to repeat. And I don't think you want to go through the Tower again. It almost feels like somebody has been blessed with this new chapter after barely escaping something. And it could be a thought pattern. It could be something you learned, but it feels like whatever the past was, it feels like it's connected to the Tower. It's like a reminiscent. It's like something happened that was shocking, that that maybe, imploded your life at the time, or it felt like it. It feels like this Tower, the reevaluation is almost the memories of that. That's what it feels like here. Tell me about the Page of Swords, please. Page of Swords is what you're leaving behind, my friend. You're leaving this student energy behind, I think. But it's time for you to grow. And it's time for you to grow out of the Page of Swords energy. Tell me about Cancer, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer. We do have the Knight of Wands. I feel like that's something that is, it's almost like I feel like you're breaking out of the gate. It feels like you've learned enough and now I get to go. That's what the Knight of Wands is telling me. It's time for me to take what I've learned, and it's time for me to move forward here and take action on the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups for some of you could be a person, but this could be your energy as well. It is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer energy. The Queen of Cups is definitely Cancer for me, and it feels like it's time for you to go. You've learned what you needed to learn from that hard cycle back there. And now you just need to pull away from it and go. You've learned those lessons. The Queen of Cups tells me that I feel like what the lesson you learned was how to listen to your intuition, how to be empathetic with other people, how to be kind and compassionate and loving, and keeping your own stability while you do that, like not falling into the pit of trying to help other people out of their stuff while you're ignoring your stuff. I feel like that's the lesson that you were learning here, and you've learned it, and I think it's time for you to go. Leave this cycle here. We've got the Page of Pentacles. There is an opportunity to open a new chapter here, and I feel like you're going to take that opportunity. Let's talk about reclaiming your power. How are you going to reclaim your power in the month of November? Tell me about Cancer. How is Cancer going to reclaim their power in the month of November? We've got the Ace of Swords by saying something, by being truthful and honest, whether people like it or not. And there are ways that you can speak to people being honest and truthful without hurting their feelings. But listen, you don't have any control over someone else's perception of you. So please understand that being offended is a choice. You can choose to be offended by something someone says, or you can choose not to. And I feel like you're going with this Ace of Swords, like if they want me to open new conversation, I will do that, but I'm going to stand in my power, and I'm going to be balanced, and I'm going to think about me first when I answer those questions or when I open myself up to people. The Ace of Swords tells me that you're triumphant in clarity, and I feel like you've become very clear that stepping into your power means you're now going to have to speak your truth. We do have the Knight of Swords, boy, are you going to speak your truth. I want to say that you're going to have the opportunity to do that. And it is a decision that you're going to make. It feels like you're about to transform yourself in the way that you speak or communicate with people. You're transforming the situation, your thought pattern, but also the way that you speak or the way that you ask for the things that you need. The Knight of Swords is riding an owl, and owls are about transformative energy. They're about something ending and something else beginning, and I think what's ending is you staying quiet. I feel now you're just going to tell people exactly what you think. And sometimes I think that you think it, but you don't say it out your mouth, and I think that you're going to be pushing it out your mouth, because that's what Gemini would do. That's the Knight of Swords. We do have the Seven of Wands, but make sure that you've got your boundaries in place. It also makes me feel like you're standing up for yourself. You're reclaiming your power in the month of November. You're standing up for yourself. You're going to be honest with people. You're just going to say it. And if whatever way it lands for them is whatever way it lands for them. You cannot be concerned about that any longer. It's time to step into your power. It doesn't mean to offend people, but it means to just be really honest with you and them. We've got the Fool as your inward energy. Tell me about the inward focus for Cancer in the month of November 2024. We do have the Four of Swords. I like it. The Two of Swords. And we have the Hermit. Oh, this is beautiful energy. I really do feel that with this this Page of Swords here, that you have gathered enough information. You've learned as many lessons as you need to learn in order to become this hermit energy. I feel like in the month of October, it might have been a month of hermiting for you. Not really going out, not really being social, keeping to yourself, maybe just reading, like reading self-help books or trying to meditate, or it feels like it's that the month of October was a month of you not necessarily being very social, because the Hermit energy is here, which tells me that you've gained a lot of wisdom and healing. The Four of Swords is here as well. Excuse me. Four of Swords being here also tells me that you've been spending time by yourself. Maybe connecting to people now and again, but not necessarily being full-on social. We have the Two of Swords here. It feels like you had to make some decisions. You had to make a decision to get out of some sort of a place that you had stuck yourself. And I feel like it was in this place of the cycle that you're leaving behind here, the tough cycle. So this new door is opening here with the Fool. This new chapter is opening for you here. And what you're bringing into this chapter inwardly is wisdom. You've gained a lot of wisdom from this last chapter where things really didn't necessarily go the way you wanted them to go. And it feels like with the Four and the Two of Swords that you're literally just moving away from that energy. You're not going to be dealing with that again because you've already learned the lesson. When the Hermit shows up, it tells me you've learned the lesson of that you're the student here. This is the teacher. It's a spiritual teacher, the Hermit, right? The Hermit doesn't only have wisdom and go inward to look over details about themselves and find their light, but they also share that with other people. They're like a shaman, right? So I feel like this new door that is opening is like you have a lot more information than you had before. We have the Four and the Two of Swords here, which is the Six of Swords, right? And so the next card we see is your external energy, is people are just seeing you as leaving or walking away from situations that were maybe chaotic, that you had a chaotic cycle back here, and it's time for you to move along. You've learned enough lessons for now. You've gained the wisdom from the situation. Tell me about the Six of Swords, please, for Cancer. We do have the Page of Wands. Yep, you're on your way. You're on a new path, my friend. We do have the Nine of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the King of Cups. So it feels to me like you have definitely learned some lessons here with the Nine of Swords, one by which you've learned not to worry about it. I can't worry about it anymore. I've got to take the opportunities as they arrive. I got to get on the other path. It feels like you feel renewed. It's like a renewed, exciting energy for you. And the Nine of Swords being in the reverse tells me I'm not going to worry about going on this new path. People are going to see you as being very brave or a little bit brazen here. The King of Cups is somebody who's just not showing it on the surface, right? I feel like what you gained from this hard cycle here was that you became very deep, you became very stoic. It's like people listen when you speak because you don't speak a lot. You only give advice from wisdom. It feels like you've brought a lot of wisdom into this external energy. So people are seeing you as someone who is very deep, but very stoic, someone who's very planned or strategic. They're seeing you as someone who doesn't have a care in the world. I'm not worrying about it. I'm just going to go on this new path. It's time for you to move forward. So we do have the Tower here, and so I feel like what you need to reevaluate is whatever caused a Tower back here, because you don't want it to happen again. And the only way that we can stop things from repeating patterns here, Cancer, is if you really understand what went on within this Tower. I know at the time that when it falls, it's very much about chaos, and you're moving away from the chaos, but it's a moment to look back and really understand what went on there. What happened? What happened back there? Tell me about the Tower as the reevaluating energy. Why is Cancer reevaluating the Tower? Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We do have the Six of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Look, I never wish anything bad on anybody, and I'm not saying that it had to happen to you the way it did, because I feel like somebody here went through a pretty hard cycle coming into this, but I feel like it made you the Queen of Wands. It feels like you got... the Queen of Wands is the one who's forged through fire, right? This person is somebody who's independent, who's kind of hard but sort of soft, right? Feminine or masculine energy, as both. This is somebody who is like an entrepreneur, somebody who just does their thing when they want to do it, and they take risks as they will. But they're on the right path. We've got the little black cat here. This person's on the right path, and there is growth here. There's a whole lot of growth and vegetation. And you can see back here is there's an old dead tree. We can see that that's the path that you came from, having gone through a really hard situation. But look, she's sitting here on the throne, feminine or masculine, right? Sitting here on the throne, having learned the lessons that were given to me, the Six of Cups, because they're this information I need to keep. It feels like the Six of Cups is telling me that this is last life energy. It feels like there was energy, there was something that you didn't learn in the last life that you were supposed to learn, but maybe life ended before you were able to learn that lesson. I feel like you learned it here, and that's why you have the Tower. It may be an evaluation of, you know what, because I'm the Queen of Wands, I'm the one who's forged through fire, everything that came to kill me only made me stronger. I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is here. I really feel like there's a big blessing coming to you in November. It might be financial for some of you, it doesn't have to be, but when you can see that it's like the hand of God is reaching out with this pentacle and saying, look, walk through the path, take the path, trust me, it's time for you to keep moving. The Six of Cups, is telling me that whatever the Tower was back here, I feel like it was almost like a karmic release. Like you had to learn this lesson and go through this pattern in order to be able to move forward and be in this King of Cups energy. Be in this place where I'm not going to worry about it because I know that the universe has it handled. I'm just going to go on the new path. I'm going to keep moving and I'm going to see what happens. Freedom is yours. So I feel like it's the freedom to do whatever you want. It says slow and steady wins the race. I feel like it was slow and steady back here. I feel like you're about to win the race. That's what it feels like. I feel like you are walking away from things that just don't concern you anymore. Feels like you're not settling for anything. I'm just leaving this Tower behind and I'm going to take the blessings that come from it, because the universe never leaves you out to dry, Cancer, ever. You know, whenever there's something that is really hard, a hard cycle or a Tower shows up, something beautiful is going to show up to heal you, to help you. And I feel like the Queen of Wands is the energy that you ended up gaining, or the wisdom, part of the wisdom you ended up gaining as you remember. I'm looking at the Six of Cups as you're remembering what happened in this Tower moment. So I feel like your Tower moment is done. I feel like you're reevaluating it and figuring out what you can do to no longer have to ever go through that cycle again. And so I hope that you learned the lesson from that. All right, I'm going to leave it right here, Cancer. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. And I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you guys, and I'm out for now. Bye-bye.